The three. You know what? This is the same diet I've heard they put. What the girl? The girl who played the original Dorothy. Who played the original Dorothy in this? It's the same ritual. If you understand what I'm saying. Who played the original Dorothy? Remember the diet they had her on? She couldn't eat anything. They had her on meds. This is no different. This is no different. I feel bad for Ariana Grande. Nah. Who played the original Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz? The 1940s version. What was her name, y'all? You know, my short-term memory is shot to hell, and I don't feel like looking her up. So I'd just rather test y'all's knowledge. Oh, y'all gonna make me look it up? Okay, let me go look it up. Yeah, the same diet pretty much they had her on. Judy Garland? There you go. Thank you. Judy Garland. So let's do this. Let's look up the Judy Garland diet. And mind you, she was still a kid. Oh, come on. What caps is doing on? She was still a kid when the Judy Garland diet. Here we go. This is what they had her on. They had her on amphetamines. Her meals often consisted of black coffee and chicken soup. Cigarette. Smoking was encouraged as a weight control method. Okay. So it's the same ritual that Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo are going under right now. And you can just look at their frames and tell they're obviously restricting their caloric intake to unhealthy levels. Okay. Yeah, she was a teenager at this time. She was 17 by the time they finished. Okay. Garland's mother was the first to provide pills both for energy and sleep to her not yet 10-year-old daughter. In fact, Garland remembered her mother as the real Wicked Witch of the West. It took them 7 years to shoot this thing, y'all. She started when she was 10 and didn't finish till she was 17. Wow. Studio execs called her fat little pig with pigtails. Under contract, she was constantly scrutinized by studio bosses, particularly in reference to her weight. Studio head Louis Mayer and the MGM bosses were reportedly already worried about any extra weight on the diminutive star, going so far as to refer to her as a fat little pig with pigtails. Placed on what would be the first of many diets, Garland's food intake was severely restricted and monitored closely. To maintain her weight, Mayer insisted she consume only chicken soup, black coffee, and cigarettes, along with pills to reduce her appetite. Most of her teen and adult life, she had been on either Benzedrine or a diet or both. Garland's third husband, unlike other actresses, she could not successfully camouflage extra weight, especially because she was dancing and singing in revealing costumes. Just 4 feet 11 inches and a half, she could be underweight and still appear heavy or out of proportion on screen. Known as pep pills in the industry, Mickey Rooney was on it. They had us working days and nights on end. They give us pills to keep us on our feet after we were exhausted. Then they take us to the studio hospital and knock us out with sleeping pills. Then after 4 hours, they'd wake us up and give us the pep pills again so we could work 72 hours in a row. Half of the time we were hanging from the ceiling, but it was a way of life for us. 7 years it took them to make this movie. Jeezy Peach. Okay, so let's go here. All right, let's go.
How do you feel about the rumor about 3 eggs a day? And is it a rumor?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, her reaction to that question tells me everything I need to know. This is the Wizard of Oz ritual. They're both under heavy caloric restriction, a heavy caloric intake restriction. Okay? Remember what Cynthia Erivo used to look like before she went mainstream. She was healthy. She had a round face. Okay, Ariana Grande had always been thin, but not to this extreme. Okay, let's continue.
Yeah.
So let's see what Ariana Grande used to look like before they made her a mega star. Ariana Grande. Wait. Yeah, here we go. Before and after. Before and after. Let's go here. So this is what she used to look like. So 2020 was a change. 2020 was the change. Look at that's insane. That is insane. That's insane. Wow. Wow. She's like a whole different person. A whole different person. Now, it's one thing to be naturally skinny. I get it. But, jeez. Yeah, same thing for Cynthia Erivo. She used to have some weight on her. You know, her face used to be round, right? Same thing for Angela Yo. She wasn't always that thin. Matter of fact, I was just watching her first. What was the first karate movie she did? It was with Cynthia Rothrock. It was Cynthia's first lead role. Nope. It was Cynthia's debut, and it was Michelle's first lead role. They did a movie together, and it was a martial arts flick. And that was the first time Michelle Yeoh had been on screen, like as a lead. And she looked nothing. I mean, even over the course of the years, she, you know. Yeah, I mean, look at her. And I get it. Some of the poses she's doing makes the flex look even crazier. But she's undergone, you know. But it's the Wizard of Oz effect. Call it what you want, but you know. Okay, okay, all right, okay, okay. Yeah, I feel bad for these women, but you know, like I said, you know, you see people on the screen, and on that level, they pay the price. They pay the price.